Hi, my name is Ann Jensen. I'd like to tell a story about a very stormy day at Walakpa, a site just south of Ualiqpaa, which you probably know as Barrow. Archaeology in the Arctic involves a lot of stormy days. This is just a regular day at Walakpa. Here's another day when we had sort of a mini sandstorm for a few hours. Fortunately, it only reached about 3 or 4 feet off the ground. Then came July 22nd, 2017, when we had to dig the diversion ditch to save the camp. The day started rather calmly with low clouds and fog. The lagoon and the ocean were separated by a bar, and there wasn't really much wave action. However, by 9 that morning, things had changed. The lagoon was breached, and the waves were getting bigger and bigger. The storm kept growing, and we decided it might be a good idea to move the tents closest to the ocean away from the water. We use a lot of electronics, so we put them all into those cases that you see and put them up on top of the site inside one of the unexcavated houses. Around noon, it became clear that wasn't going to be enough, so we started digging the diversion ditch. The waves just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So we kept digging and digging and digging and digging. We moved quite a bit of fine beach gravel, didn't find a thing, but we kept digging. Eventually, we opened the diversion ditch all the way back to the lagoon, and we were feeling pretty good about ourselves. Then the water started coming in, and we realized that the material was going to keep slumping. So we tried to keep it open to keep the water moving and avoid pooling. We kept at it for several hours, just opening, digging, redigging. As the water got higher, we dug a second diversion ditch to reduce the amount of water going through the first one, which was eroding the camp. The waves kept trying to wash that second diversion ditch out, but gradually things started to calm down. With a lull in the storm, it became clear that our kitchen tent was right on the brink, so we decided to move it. So here we are, packing up everything in the kitchen tent. Here's a shot from the other side where you can see just how precarious a position the tent's in. By 4:30, the waves were getting a lot smaller, although it was still windy, as you can see by the tents. Here's part of the camp, minus the kitchen tent, which used to sit by the whale skull in the upper left-hand corner. By 7:30, the beach didn't have any water on it, the diversion ditch was empty, and basically everything was returning to normal. Here's the camp at 10 o'clock that night. Other than a few tents having been relocated and a large ditch kind of going through it, it doesn't really look that different. The next day, we pretty much took it easy. It was rainy with south-southwest winds, the sea was fairly calm, and we slept in. It was actually a very nice day. There were a few cleanup chores. The guns had gotten pretty covered with salt spray, so they needed to be cleaned. But mostly, we just hung out, played cards, and drank cocoa. I really want to thank the 2017 crew members who went through the storm for their hard work. It's not the kind of thing that makes papers, so that's why I decided I'd do this talk. They really deserve the recognition.